Hello, I am back. This is my seventh blog. I'm about a day late. I did record one yesterday, but I was like, I'll save it for some other time. Plus, I wasn't feeling well. Still not feeling well. Um, I don't even know if it's worth mentioning that I don't feel well, like because it's just redundant at this point. It's like a given. I'm just not going to feel well. Um, but it is actually just 12 o'clock or a.m. on a Monday. So this is actually me recording relatively early. Um, how did my week go? Pretty normal in terms of just not feeling well, and uh, I've been I was working on a blog, and then I got gassed a little bit, like meaning I just ran out of energy. So I was trying to do less. I have up to about 3,000 words on it or so, but it's just it's very taxing because I'm like backlogged on my blog. On some, I used to be able to just like power through it, but now I'm like I stop and then I get bored if I don't finish it all at once. So it's just like, if if I get to it, I get to it, whatever. But I think in this video, rather than my other video where I was just sort of talking like sort of about the um, what was happening in the United Kingdom with Rishi Sunak and the whole sick note thing and fitness for work bullshit that was going on over there, which I will get to maybe another post. But I did want to talk about bringing a little bit more awareness to some of the people who are a bit more severe than me. Like I have like uncomfortable symptoms, but like I don't have like some of these symptoms which are seem very just awful. Like like every day I of course struggle, but it's not to the same degree, and it's not a matter of comparison, but it's just a matter of like you see me and you think, well, what's wrong with them? And there's a lot probably, but I don't know what's going on. But it's not like visible; it's like super visible. Um, Part of that has to do with the fact that like I'm still able to communicate like relatively effectively. Um, I'm still housebound, but I'm not like waking up every morning and like having convulsions and seizures, which is what I'll be showing you. I did not ask these people's permission to show them, but I don't think they mind because they posted them on their own and they were for awareness purposes. So I think for vlog 7, it's going to be the reality of chronic illness and the harms of GET, which is graded exercise therapy. Only one of these people that I know of had graded exercise therapy, and I'm not sure, excuse me, what country they're from. But I did want to show. So this will be like a briefer or shorter vlog, but like I did want to show some of the reality of like what people who have post viral illnesses that could either lead to uh, MECFS or long COVID could possibly be its own thing, right? So like I don't it could be its own pathology. So like any sort of post viral illness that is like severely affects your ability to function and just have normal, you know, biological processes play themselves out without what you'll see, which is just people like short circuiting almost. So let me bring up this person. Their name is Hope Star Massacre on Twitter. Um, they need a tremendous amount of help because my understanding about their backstories, their parents, as is common with a lot of parents, is that they are um, probably psychologizing their illness. And so this is extremely common, unfortunately. And depending on what country you're in, I mean, they're all not that great, but like really depending on what country you're in, it's really bad. So I did want to play one of these videos.
The only thing he hurt was his knee. You see that man limping? No.
She's having some sort of seizures or convulsions here. Or I guess they. I think they're they. I think they're in a psych ward here rather than a different part of a hospital or some sort of convalescence. I don't know if they're verbal or not. This is their lifeline with the phone. Let's see. Looks like they're on oxygen as well. I know this person's lost a tremendous amount of weight. Sort of like that girl Millie, who was in the United Kingdom, who was basically being starved to death. And there's another video. This is very difficult to watch, obviously. It reminds me of people who have Crutchfield-Jacobson's disease.
It was just at 150. It's dropping now, and it keeps going up and down like that.
Except with Crutchfield-Jacobson's disease, they they can't treat it, but they at least take it seriously. This might be the same one. Oh no, here's a different one. Okay. And what they're saying is they have a frozen, swollen neck that they couldn't move here. They're not getting any help.
Do you want me to get someone?
Okay, I guess this is the United States, which makes it even worse.
No, she said the baby shower they got kids.
Yeah, and the same thing, the convulsions. I'm not sure what these. I really don't know what these are, but apparently it's pretty common. Yeah, so this person has a tremendous amount of posts that are detailing just how much abuse they're getting from their parents, from the hospitals, from their doctors, and this person unfortunately keeps testing positive for COVID. So they're. This is also another issue with chronic illness, is that you just cannot trust people to have your best interest in mind, because the world is just not designed for unhealthy people. unfortunately, are the chronically ill, and that is one such example. So another example that I'm going to bring up is someone that I'm actually friends with on Facebook. I do follow Hope Star Massacre, but I've never interacted with them. And let me see. This lady's name, well, her name's Megan, but she's from the United Kingdom, and this was from when I first was ill, and I befriended her. She's from the United Kingdom, and she was pretty brave enough to film what sort of part of her day is as a person with severe ME. So she's a very nice lady. She has a pretty good spirit about her. She's been ill for I want to say 25, 26, 27 years. So more than half her life. So this is just a short video.
Hello everyone, it's an average Wednesday morning for me. As you can see, I'm in the middle of a spasming episode. Just have to go with it. Started on my ow. That one really hot. Oh. It started on my left side, now it's gone to the right for some reason. But in the middle of that, all that, maybe contributing to that because it's a silk pillowcase, very posh. And can you see? It's like falling into a trolley. Half of it's off the bed. And I left someone. I left someone a voicemail to see if they could come and push it back on for me because I haven't got the strength in my arms to do that. It's quite heavy latex pillow, and they could come. So I'm hoping the next hour and a half. Now I'm worried I look awful. Probably then my pillow will stay on my bed. Yeah, that's an average morning, an average Wednesday morning. With very severe ME. So please share this video to raise awareness. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit weird now. I better go. Bye.
Okay, so that is why I took the liberty of sharing it, because they wanted it out there as this is it's part of their advocacy and me trying to advocate on behalf of them a little bit, because I have a little bit more strength and health and energy than they do, obviously. And by a little bit, I mean by magnitudes of, I don't know, 20 or 30 probably. I don't know. I have no clue. It's not to brag. It's just to put it in perspective. Like, I'm ill, but look how ill they are, right? And so much so that the last person had to call someone to move a pillow, right? And that's their average Wednesday, right? Like, my average days aren't that great. I'm usually up all night, and I sleep during the day, and get up, and I have pressure in my brain. I'll have some weird symptoms. I'll have some panicky adrenaline dumps or something like that. For the most part, I'm able to function, right, within the context of my illness. In terms of graded exercise therapy, I don't think the latter person had graded exercise therapy, but I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. The first person I know was sort of forced into it. This is very common. I have another friend on Facebook, on Instagram, Facebook, on Instagram, who also, I believe, was forced into get. Let me see if I could find them, and well, I'll link their Instagram on in the link in the description. but her website is katelivingwithme.com. I think she's also from the United Kingdom. I'm not entirely sure. She says she's lived 19 years with ME, mostly severe, I think. So, yeah, I don't know if she has any day in the life sort of things on her Instagram, but it's worth checking out to get an approximation of just how fucking dreadful this is for the people on the more severe scale. I'm not saying it's not bad for everyone, but it's on the severe scale. You get a better idea of how truly atrocious it is. And then I just wanted to share Hope Star Massacre's GoFundMe, which I will also link. But I wanted to just read it aloud so you can get an idea of what this person is dealing with. This seems to affect women more than men in terms of the sort of what they call medical gaslighting, etc. So this is Allegra's Severe MCAS Continued Care Fund. She's looking to raise $10,000. She's already raised about 79% of it, 80% of it. So let's see. It says, I was infected with COVID-19 in May of 2022, so it was about 2 years ago. The moment I got ill, I started to come down with what felt like long COVID symptoms, including severe brain fog and overactive nervous system. That's probably where some of the convulsions are coming from. Insomnia, digestive issues, a fever, and constant migraines. I could barely walk, string together sentences, the cognitive issues, or remember basic things. Despite surviving the acute infection, I've never fully recovered. I started having weird reactions to things I never found intolerable before, including food. So those are probably the MCAS symptoms. I would wake up in the middle of the night with heart palpitations. That's the orthostatic tolerance, the POTS, possibly preload failure, severe nerve pain, this neuropathy in my left arm, skipped beats, and primal levels of high energy and anxiety. So it's sort of flight state. After a year of uncertainty, medical gaslighting, and serious complications from new intolerance, I learned that these are called adrenaline dumps. I get those sometimes. And they're a symptom of an overactive nervous system and mast cell activation syndrome, something I kind of deal with, but not really. MCAS is very rare, or at least it was before the pandemic, and it's very difficult to treat. It's not that it's rare; it's probably just underdiagnosed, right? But yeah, it's rare relative to other things. It causes a histamine overload dump into people's bodies when they eat triggering foods that can cause anaphylaxis and even death. In the last year and a half, I've developed so many severe intolerances that I can now eat only one food: oatmeal. This is why this person, I think, has lost a severe amount of weight. They're severely malnourished. The only way for me to get adequate nutrition as my condition worsens is through a feeding tube. My life has become unlivable, and I need to see an MCAS specialist for treatment. However, due to the significant boom of MCAS patients since COVID, none of the ones in my state that are in network with my insurance are taking new patients. The nearest doctor in New York is Dr. Lawrence Afrin, an expert and recommended MCAS doctor who is willing to treat both my MCAS and comorbid conditions that exacerbate it. His treatment plan is very expensive but comprehensive, and it is what I need to address my condition. Funds raised here will directly contribute to Dr. Afrin's payment of initial consult, follow-up consultations, and lab work that he will order for diagnostics and treatment planning. See below for full cost breakdown. I'm hoping that with Dr. Afrin's help, I will be able to eat, digest, and sleep much more soundly again while treating the nutritional deficiencies that I'm developing from lack of food and supplementation. So there you have it. A lot of tons of symptoms that just go unaddressed. Very expensive treatment to find a specialist. The medical gaslighting is probably extremely important to mention again, and the fact that it's very difficult just to find doctors in general, right? I don't know what this person is, but they're saying the closest nearest doctor in New York, so they may just be out of state. And more crucially is that if you can't do the basic things like rest, digest, and be calm, you just never. It's impossible to get well unless you just some sort of fluke. So that is also another hurdle that people with the severe end of the spectrum, but also people, just the people with this illness in general, are dealing with. And that's pretty much it. All I wanted to say. And for all of you like physical therapists out there, doctors, whomever, MDs, whatever, who are still prescribing either cognitive behavioral therapy or graded exercise therapy, go fuck yourself, right? I have enough strength left in me to, if I ever saw these people, to I would just go crazy on them, right? I'm a big guy. I'm like 6'4" or 6'3", and like 200 plus pounds. I'm not like to the point where I mean, I would go to ape shit on these fucking people. I absolutely despise them, right? These people are still like, why don't you just move around? And why don't you just, you got to get the, what, it's like, tell that to the person you just saw in the video. They wouldn't, right? These people are just selfish cunts, right? These people, these physical therapists and these people prescribing graded exercise therapy, they are absolutely some of the worst people I've ever had to encounter, right? Now, as a guy, I can sort of get away with, maybe standing up for myself a little bit in the face of like the medical professions. Now, luckily, I've never been prescribed these kinds of things, but I do feel it's somewhat have some sort of responsibility to call out some of these people, call out graded exercise therapy, obviously, and call out these people who are doing a tremendous amount of harm. These charlatans, these absolute snake oilmen, salesmen, these absolute fucking flim-flam artists, these absolute fucking, just exploiters of people's misery, who are already fucking drowning in looking for answers. And then you have the balls to tell them, especially people who are, this ill. Oh, well, actually, you have functional neurological disorder. Right, a totally bullshit, vague, made-up term that's really just means conversion disorder or something, And these people, I don't know how these people get any sort of degree certification. These people are like chiropractors, in my opinion, right? Which is not chiropractic is not a science. It's nothing, right? They're on the same level, right? These people have never helped anyone in their entire fucking lives, and they're just making people with chronic illnesses lives worse because they're detracting attention away from it. They're making it about them, right? And they're muddying the waters with their bullshit when we need actual biomedical like research. So again, you know who you are out there, you physical therapists. Go fuck yourself. And yeah, your time is up. I think the day of reckoning is there, and all the psychologists out there, same thing. Go fuck yourself. So that is my video. Thanks for watching. Again, I will have all the links in the description, and help out some of the people that I know with this illness if you can. Okay, wait.